Hey guys, Perrin here, and in this lesson we are going to talk about how to find long tail keywords from seed keywords. So we're going to use a couple of free tools and a couple of paid tools. Honestly, when I do keyword research, I use both of them. I don't choose one or the other. The free tools when you're doing long tail keywords or when you're using seed keywords to find long tail keywords usually do very different things than the paid tools. So I'm going to show you both and how I like to use them. For this example, we are going to pretend we are starting a fitness site, and I'm using one of the seed keywords I came up with, which was pull-ups. I've typed it into Ubersuggest, and you've seen Ubersuggest in a few other videos, but this is going to show you how to come up with some actual long-tail keywords. The way Ubersuggest works is it pulls Google instant results. So if you typed in pull-up and then you hit the space bar and then you typed the A key, you would see another word or Google populated drop-down list of possible searches, things that are that people tend to search for. Ubersuggest finds all of those for every single letter. So you can see the seed keyword up here, and you can see all of the letters, and you can search for all of them. But at the top, it also shows you the popular keywords. So obviously, this particular keyword is getting confused with the diaper. So like pull-ups at Walmart, pull-ups for or pull-ups Huggies or whatever. But there are some exercises keywords here. So pull-up for beginners, pull-ups at home, pull-ups for back. All of those are possible long-tail keywords that we could go and analyze and see if they're worth trying to rank for. So Ubersuggest is a really good tool for that. You can scroll down the whole list. The one drawback to Ubersuggest is that it'll sometimes populate stuff even if there's no real search volume. So you do have to check some of the data on your own using Google Keyword Tool if you're not using paid keyword tools, or something like Longtail Pro, which is my favorite paid tool, but it's a really good way. Another free tool I really like is Keyword Shitter. So if you're offended by language, you might want to click off, but Keyword Shitter is a really cool, innovative tool with lots of pros and cons. So the way this works is you type in a seed keyword and then hit enter, and it just starts barfing keywords, which is why it's called Keyword Shitter. I'll show you an example. So we'll type in pull-ups here too, and we'll click shit keywords, and it just starts going. And honestly, you could let this run for a minute or two and come up with like 1,000 possible keywords. So the pro is that there are just like so many ideas here, and you can see them popping up, and some of them are related and some of them aren't. But the major drawback is that you have tons of stuff to look at here, and there's no data hardly at all. So you've got to filter it in some way. You can use positive filters, which is words to include, or negative filters, which is words to exclude. But what I usually do is I'll stop the job, I'll copy and paste them, and then plop them into some sort of paid tool. But it's a really good tool, especially if you're trying to build silos around a particular product. So say you have a diabetes product that you found on ClickBank and you want to promote it, you could type in diabetes here and come up with lots of different content ideas. So you could build an entire silo around it. You just have to go look at the ones that seem interesting or filter them by search volume or something, so that you're not shooting in the dark totally, and that you know the keywords are pretty good and worth going for. Still, Ubersuggest and Keyword Shitter are great paid tools to get long tail keywords out of seed keywords. Now let's look at my favorite paid tool, which is Longtail Pro. Longtail Pro is not super expensive. I think they just changed the price, and I'm really not sure what it is now. But what Longtail Pro does is it will it'll use a Google keyword tool to come back with lots of different results based specifically on seed keywords. It'll also bring back a bunch of data like search volume, CPC, site age, title. It'll look for Google title competition. The really cool thing about it is that it has one metric that you can use to calculate the scores for each keyword to tell you how easy or hard it is to rank for, which I really like. I'm not going to show you all of the stuff or all of the features of Longtail Pro, because this isn't really a Longtail Pro tutorial, and they have lots of great tutorials of their own, but I do want to show you how you can use the tool to find long tail keywords from seed keywords. So with our example, imagining that we have a fitness site, I've just typed in all of my seed keywords here, and if you're in Longtail Pro, you can just click the plus sign here, add a new keyword, and then add seed keywords. So here you can see that these are kind of disparate. They're a little bit all over the place. So one of the things I might do is narrow these down by putting in positive and negative filter words. So include keywords. So for pull-ups, I might want to put in how to, and I could do that for push-ups and pull-ups and any of these exercises. But say I also had an e-commerce store where I was selling fitness bands and pedometers. I could put filter words in for these as well. So for example, I might put in for sale and buy and discount, and I could do that for all of them. Then you just click generate keywords and it'll come up with a big list. I'm going to pause the video and let it run so that you can see it, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so I have let this run, and you can actually see at the top it's still running. But I pulled back so far like 1,200 results, and you can see a lot of them are similar, but it gives you a really good idea of what types of things you could be writing about, even if a lot of them are similar. And it shows you all the data, which is the big advantage of the paid tools versus the free tools. So you don't have to worry about finding keywords that may or may not be worth ranking for. You don't have to sift through them. The tool does it all for you. The good thing about Longtail Pro is that in the Platinum version, you can use the average keyword competitiveness metric. So you can calculate this for any of the keywords, and you can click this little yellow button and it'll calculate all of them. You don't want to calculate 2,000 keywords, but after you filter it a bit, maybe you filter it by KC, or CPC or local searches, and you've narrowed it down to some keywords that look good to you, then you can calculate, and this will give you a difficulty score to tell you quickly at a glance, without having to necessarily analyze everything, whether or not a given keyword is really worth going after. So to wrap up, the 3 tools I like to use are Ubersuggest, Keyword Shitter, and Longtail Pro. There are many other tools out there. These are just the ones that I have found do the best job that I prefer if I'm going to be working specifically from seed keywords and trying to come up with long tail keywords based on those seed keywords. So go ahead and give these a try, whether you're using the free tools or the paid tools, and I'll see you in the next video.